And I went to him and I said, you know, I live closer to Ann than you do. How about I give her a ride home for you? And so, sensing that I was giving him a favor, he said, fine. And I gave her a ride home, and we've been going steady ever since. Please say hi to my sweetheart, Ann Romney.
I put up my hand and everybody knows what that means. So Mitt and I grew up here, we fell in love here, and this is a special place for us, and we want to have a big W next to Michigan in November. I have to say, when I got on the stage, and I didn't appreciate how many people were here until I stood up here, I got quite choked up because it's amazing. It's amazing that people in Michigan have not forgotten the promise of America. And the promise of Mitt's father and my father, who made their livings here and who came here. Both of our fathers came here and made their livelihoods here, and they came from nothing. And we know that we offer that promise to the next generation, and that's why I get such a response from so many women across this nation that say to me, number one, I'm praying for you, Ann.
We are.
Please tell Mitt he's got to save the country. And that's what we're here to do. We are going to save the country for your children so that they can have the same promise that we had as children. I feel as though we're standing on great shoulders coming here to the state of Michigan, knowing that George Romney is an institution in this state. How much we love that man, and how I owe so much to our life, to the powerful example that he gave of service. So we're standing on his shoulders today, and we're going to make Michigan proud and George Romney proud, and I can't wait for you to hear how Mitt's going to lead America to a better place. Thank you so much.
She's quite a woman. She'll be quite a first lady, I'll tell you that. Our hearts today are touched by people who I know are suffering. You heard that there was a shooting in New York City at the Empire State Building. One person killed there, others injured. Our hearts go out to those that have been affected by that. The first responders that were there, we appreciate their service and their dedication. And that's true all over the country. Wherever first responders are needed, they're there. We love and appreciate their sacrifice, their willingness to help our fellow Americans. County Executive Brooks Patterson, he was in a terrible automobile accident. I'm sure you've heard that. He's still in very serious treatment. Our prayer goes to him, and also the driver of his vehicle, who apparently is very seriously injured. Please include Brooks and his family and his driver and others associated with that terrible automobile accident in your prayers. Now, I love being home in this place where Ann and I were raised, where both of us were born. Ann was born at Henry Ford Hospital. I was born at Harper Hospital. No one's ever asked to see my birth certificate. They know that this is the place. We went to elementary school together at Bond School, and we went to high school together, she at Kingswood, I at Cranbrook. We were the Cranbrook Cranes, of all things, and she was the Kingswood Aardvarks. Couldn't we do better than that? And so this has been a place of home for us from our very beginnings, and frankly, even now, it feels like coming home to see this beautiful state and to see our friends here. It's been quite an experience to watch my dad and my mom in their campaigns. I got to visit every county in Michigan, 83 as I recall, is that right? 83 counties. I went to every county, went to county fairs, stumping for mom, stumping for dad, and the people of this state responded. They didn't always vote party line. They voted for the person who they thought could get Michigan working again, and my dad did, and I will. such an extraordinary experience going across the country and seeing the passion and heart of the American people. We're a patriotic people. I see our sons and daughters in far-off places. I've been in Iraq and Afghanistan, then when there was conflict, and I've seen men and women from this state and from my state, now in Massachusetts, serving our land. I appreciate those who've been proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country love and mercy more than life. For those in our armed services and veterans, please raise your hand and be recognized. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. This is a time when America faces extraordinary challenges. Around the world, Iran is seeking to receive a nuclear weapon and to use that to intimidate the world. An economy is now threatened by virtue of competition that's global, by jobs that have left our shores, by technology that's now being developed by other nations. We're competing around the world. We face extraordinary challenges in government, where for year after year after year, politicians have been spending massively more than we've taken in. These kinds of challenges we can overcome in one way, by coming together and being united. It's time to have a president that believes in uniting the American people, not dividing the American people. We'll soon be having a convention in Tampa, Florida. I'm told the weather may be a little iffy there. But we're going to be there. And we're not just going to talk about platitudes, not going to talk about small things. We're going to talk about these big challenges and how we're going to overcome them. We're going to talk about the soul of America, what makes this nation unique and exceptional in the history of the earth. And we're going to do everything in our power to bring people together, Republicans and Democrats and Independents, to understand that our way forward is the only way that will create strength and vitality and prosperity for all Americans, from the richest to the poorest and everyone in between.